Hello, hello. Sorry, I was just a couple minutes late there. I was rushing and I needed to get my slideshow set up before I hit the live button because I can't walk and talk at the same time. So I needed to do that. So there's discussion about Judith gardening, and Carol Ann says, what? There's still snow. I heard Alberta got dumped on yesterday. You can keep that. We have sunshine and it's about 20 degrees today. And I look out my window and I can see the trees are starting to bud, which is amazing. Very much looking forward to actual spring. I know we've had so much rain. It's crazy. But I'm very excited for the warmer temperatures and the nice days for sure. So you just keep that snow. Okay, and because it is a sunny Friday afternoon, I'm a little earlier than I normally am, but we have tickets to a hockey game tonight. So I had to go a little bit sooner than later, and we've got a lot to cover. So I'm not going to jibber jabber too much here at the beginning because I want to get through most of the stuff. So I hope you guys have your notebooks because there's a lot. And I want to get through it all. And if you have questions, make sure you put them in the chat. Shelby is here, I see. So she can help with some of the questions. And we are going to do a giveaway at the end, but you have to be here for the live in order for that to happen. So we're going to go here and see how far we get. Not my tree, the last to get its buds and the first to lose its leaves. Yeah, we had trees like that too. But a couple of our trees are already starting to bud. I know the weeds are starting to come up in my flower beds already, which is not enjoyable. Oh, Shelby's going to be here for the first bit. Okay, no problem. Alrighty. So what you're looking at, and I know it looks like a winter card, and you're saying, why are you showing us that? Well, the reason I'm showing you that is because we got this new dye. And it is part of the Arch Nouveau grouping of products, and I happen to just have those right here, and it was not by design. I was looking at them last night. So Arch Nouveau is a small arch die. They originally came out with it to go with some stamp sets and part of their calendar release and so on, but they've expanded on this and it works with a lot of different products. But we keep ordering these basics in because people keep buying them. There are 2 different sizes of arches, and these will allow you to nest things together. And then they have like a ridge die that adds this detail around your arch. And then they came out with the window panes and the interactive shutters. And now they have a petite scallop that goes with it as well. Now, this kind of came out around the same time that they came out with this winter one. There was a fall one like this as well. I think there might have been a third one, but I don't remember what it is. But you see here how this arch is here? Now you could have a layering option for scallops behind that too. And anything that you can fit in this arch, you can use it for. So it's not married to any particular product per se, although it does coordinate with several in their collection. You can use it for all kinds of different things. So that is what I'm sharing when I show you these cards, is that new petite scallop. And people are scooping this up already. We only have a couple left and then they'll be gone. But they are on my order again list. So don't worry about that if you don't get it. Just write it in your notebook or email us and we'll let you know when it arrives again. So that is that. And then I better get my slideshow up here because I feel like I'm going to miss. I already did miss. See, I have slides for this. Okay, so that just shows you some more examples of the petite scallop in action rather than just me showing it. And you'll see top right corner, they have a double scallop. So that is because in that package, you get 2 scallops. So there's 2 dies. So you do have the option of layering them one on top of the other if you want to, which is pretty fun. Okay, I think I have one more slide showing you that too. So there's the petite scallop a little closer so you can have a good look at that. I love a petite scallop. I think you should add it to everything. Okay, and then we have a really fun new quad stencil from Tailored Expressions. A lot of people love their quad stencils. And when we talk about quads, what we mean is you have an 8.5 by 11 stencil, and it is a layering stencil. So there's multiple stencils in here. There's 4 of them. You can see them there. And you'll stencil these out, and it can be as easy as each stencil you use a different color. Okay, so 4 colors of ink, 4 stencils. And when you're done, you end up with 4 panels. So I'll hold this up a little closer here. See those 4 panels? That is what you get. So when you cut apart the 8.5 by 11 sheet into 4 pieces, you get those 4 panels. So that's why it's called a quad. And this one is super fun. This one is called Smiley Squad. And what you do is you get all of these circles, and then there's also a clear stamp in here that gives you smiley faces. And you can see by the samples here that you can add smiley faces to the circles that it stencils out and make them into happy faces. So really, really fun. I just think it's great for lots of different occasions. Everything from, you know, sending happy cards, so smiles and good wishes and all that kind of thing. But especially birthdays, I think it's really fun for that. And here's just some options of what you can use it for. Like, aren't they great? You made me smile, sending happy thoughts. And then they have a another set that you can add on. And this one is the Come On Get Happy clear set, and it actually has more face options, but you have the shades, and then you've also got arms and legs, so you can turn your little smiley faces into people, right? Okay, so Christy's saying, what? I hate watching these. Oh, it makes me realize that my crafting budget is completely inadequate. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you need to rebudget yourself. I don't know. But really fun options for this quad. And then there's also a stamp set that came out that's for sentiments, and it's called So Many Smiles. And that's where you're seeing the greetings that are showing on the cards here too. And there's a matching die with that. So they all kind of go together, but you don't have to use them together. Like, you can use this smiley face set and the one with the legs for whatever you want. Like, it can go on anything. This one comes with the quad, and then these sentiments, again, you can use them on anything, but it's kind of fun to see them all working together. And then Tailored has redone their A2 stitched rectangles. So those are now available again. They went out of stock, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what was going on, because how do you discontinue such a basic die? But they made it bigger. So the outside layer now will fit a full A2 size card. So if you cut out that outside set of dies, then it will cover completely the front of your card. Whereas the old set, the largest die was nested in from the outer edge. So they've revamped that a little bit. So that's the new version of that. There's 9 dies, and yeah, it's just a stitched rectangle. So you've seen that lots of times. But if you're a big Tailored fan and you like to collect their dies, then that is a good one to grab. And then they also added another addition to their circles. They have nesting circles already, and this is the additional set. So the 2 will work together, and you will be able to cut out circles with a tighter mat. So instead of a 1/4 inch gap, there's going to be a 1/8 inch gap. And even if you don't layer them, you can see by this card here that you can do a lot of fun things with circle dies. So you can make little windows for cards and put scenes behind them. You can even make smiley faces by cutting out cardstock circles and then adding the smiley faces and things that we talked about with the quad onto something like that too. So lots of options for circles. The basic shapes are great, and they're great. They're great to have in your stash because you can do all kinds of great things with them. Now, this is something that we are really excited about. So Tailored Expressions has their simple strips and their mini strip collections, and it's a whole system. You buy a die, And then there's all these stamps that you can stamp out, and the die fits all of them, and you cut out all your sentiment strips at once. This is called Bitty strips, and you can tell that it is much smaller. So you're going to get, you purchase the die, which gives you this stack of strips that you can cut out, and they coordinate with all of the stamps that will be released under this title. So the Bitty strips, there's 2 that I'm going to show you today. And then they also have a backer die. So this die is the shadow die for this die. Okay, so if you want to shadow them, you'll get both. And then the stamps that I'm talking about are, you get 4 of them in a package. So you get just like 1-line sentiments that are quick additions to tags, cards. They can be sub-sentiments for larger words, all kinds of stuff. I've got my window open a little bit, and there's kids are just getting out of school. They're screaming on the street. So I'm sorry if you can hear that. But this one here is called Everyday Occasions, and they're grouped into different categories. So this one goes HBD to you. That's happy birthday to you. Welcome, congrats, thank you, get well. Because sometimes you just need a word. Hello, hey you, with love, just a note, sending smiles. And then smile for you, shine on, dream big, made with love. Yippee, woohoo, surprise, way to go, and it's your day. So you get all of these. And then you can take this die. Once you stamp this out, you lay this on top, and it'll cut them all into strips. And then if you want to shadow them, you do it with this. Make sense? And then this is the Essentials one. And you can see here, it's kind of like birthday, Christmas, thank you, and like hugs and love you, and that kind of thing. So that is the 2 sets that are available right now. So we're pretty excited to see that lineup. And I know they're going to expand on it because they already have. Like, they came out with one, they came out with another one. I think they've come out with a 3rd one that just hasn't arrived yet. So it's pretty fun. We love that. And you can see how nicely they just fit on a tag, or you can put them on cards. And because they are small, oh, look at that card. See, it's got the arms and legs showing on it, and then googly eyes. So cute. But it says yippee, woohoo, and way to go. So you can put 3 of them onto a card. They're that versatile and that small. And here is the Essentials one. So just different versions of those. And you can use them for your current sets or new sets. It doesn't matter. The arms and legs are the best. I love them. Okay, and then we've got a couple of script dies that they've added to their library. Now, these are selling very quickly. I don't always have to talk about everything in order for it to be found and to be sold. So if you're not watching the What's New section on our online store, you should start, because Shelby is always uploading all the newest products in there, and that is changing all the time. So that's where people are spying things, and then they're like, ooh, and then the orders start rolling in. And then by the time I get to a live, sometimes we're down to our last 1 or 2. But these are new ones. There's scripty dies. This one is the Hello. So that's the size of it there. This is about a 3x4 inch card here. And they're nice to use on their own, or you can layer them over top of other letters or words that you might have in your stash. And then this one is the Welcome one. And that is it there. So if you compare the 2, they're pretty close in size. Welcome's just a longer word. So that's what those do. So here's just a couple of samples with that. I love this dad card. So there's the Welcome one in action. And this is another really fun die that they've added to their lineup. This is the Bursting Balloons die. So it's a standalone die. You get the outline die. So there's holes in the middle of all the balloons. And then you get the shadow die that you can put directly behind it and fill in those holes. So this die is not larger than this die. They just fill in the back. So really great options for shakers, which is shown in this photo here. So each one of those balloon holes has little beads in it, and then that will shake. And you can do that with this option. But it's also nice for layering too. So there you have your 2 dies in the back there. So really great for birthday cards, as well as baby showers and all kinds of fun things. Anywhere where you will use a balloon. And then another sentiment set that they came out with, which I thought was really fun. It is called Random Act of Kindness. And that's what this is. It's when you just want to share joy, or do something special for somebody, and you want to have a sentiment to go along with that. So this is a random act of kindness. So you could put that on a tag, a gift, a card. Kindness is contagious. Pass it on. Sprinkle kindness like confetti. Smile. You've been racked. So random act of kindness. A lot of the people in our card swap group randomly send cards to people. So this is kind of a fun one to have on hand. You've got these little icons as well, and then you've got a couple of borders at the bottom. There is no die for this. It's just a stamp set. Look at that cute sun and the circle and the smile, or the heart. So here's just a few samples. So if you're going to give like little bags of goodies or something like that, you could attach it to that. These are the teeny cards. I think we're sold out of all the teeny card stuff right now. Unless we do something with it. I don't know if we'll stock it regularly, but I have the teeny card stuff and I love it. But look at like really fun ways to use the sentiments to make little cards or tags to attach to gifts. And then we also have another really cool set that they've released, and this is called Bursting with Love. And this set is a stamp set that does this. So you can see that trail of hearts. And then you've got sentiments to go along with it. There's no die, but you can do some fun techniques with that. So I think that's a really cool one. And Tracy said she just made it. Well, glad you're here. So that is everything from my first slideshow. I believe the next one will be blank. Oh, no, it's not. It's just more samples. Sorry. So there's another idea of using the bursting hearts. Now that is it. I'll remove this from the stage. And I will add the next one. It always messes with my layout. Okay, perfect. And then we have a new stencil from Tailored Expressions, and it is part of the Set the Scene series, meaning that you can create scenes with these. And this one is just called hills. So these can be hills of grass, they can be hills of sand, and they can be hills of snow. So it's a really good staple to have. So there's different curves on each one of the stencils. There's 3 in total in here, and you can mix and match them to create backgrounds like you see here in this card, those nice waves. And you can just stencil them up in different colors. So that is a good one to have around. And you can see here that in the background of this card, those hills are made with this. And then on the top of this card is the cloud one, and that's done with the Set the Scene clouds. So this is just an addition to the Set the Scene series that they already have. And then here is a fun little set called Pennant Picks. And what this is a die that gives you the pole and the pennant. So this pennant folds, you cut it out and it does a score line here, and then you fold it and it wraps around this pole. But then you get all these fun little sayings that fit on there. And you can add these little picks to anything. So you can add them to birthday cakes, cupcakes, gift bags, scenes that you build on your cards, like this Easter one. They've just added a little Easter one. And there's lots of different sayings on here. So I don't know how much 4th of July you're going to be celebrating here, but you do get one there. There's happy birthday. It says you're amazing. Happy holidays. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hooray. Happy Easter. It's your day. So very generic stuff along with a little bit of themes. And again, you can just pop these little picks in anywhere. So whatever you're creating, you can just add a cute little sentiment that way, which I think is really fun. So that is just a small little set. Comes with the dies and the stamp set all in one. And then we have, so this is an oldie, but a goodie. And it is called the Onesie Funzie. And it's just the die that makes a onesie. So really cute for baby cards. Okay. And then they have the original Onesie Funzie stamp set. So these are the little stamps that you can stamp on the front of the onesie, kind of like a t-shirt graphic, but they're related to babies. So the struggle is real. New kid on the block. Hello, I'm new here. Blowouts, no salon necessary. New in town. Naps are for quitters, etc. So that's the original set. And then they came out with a new one called Grandparents Edition. And this one, it says CEO of Grandma's House, powered by Grandma's Hugs. Help, call Grandma. They have no idea what they're doing. I spit up on them. They spoil me. Win-win. So, et cetera, et cetera. So really fun if you're sending cards to grandparents or if you want to celebrate new grandparents. But you can use these stamp sets away from the onesie as well. You don't have to use them with that. But we brought this back in because we thought it was really cute. And the original set has the little safety pin and the bottle. No icons on this one. Okay, so that is that. And I think I have a few samples here. So you can create some really fun things with the little onesie die for sure. Aren't they adorable? Okay, and then a new stencil, but this looks a little different than their normal stencils. It's big. And the reason it's big is because it's 8.5 by 11 and it's called Take Two, which means you get two backgrounds on one stencil. So if I show you up closely, there's the pattern on one half and there's the pattern on the other half. And they're large enough to do a 4.25 by 5.5 panel. So in other words, you could do two card fronts at the same time and then cut it in half when you're finished. Or you could do an entire panel and then fold it into a card base. So lots of different options. And again, two different patterns. So in the background of this card, so behind the floral and the green, you can see that tiny little print. That's this one here. And then there's the floral pattern that's done on the yellow. So it can be done very subtle. A nice basic print. So I love that. They have another stencil called Take Two. I don't remember what pattern it had on it, but it was generic as well. And then the large word dies. I had more to show you, except a lot of them have sold out already. They had a new one called Wish Big, where we've reordered that. And then there's also a friend one, which we've also reordered. But we do have Hey, Hi, Hello. This one gives you 3 large words in one package. And I've just got some card samples to show you. So this is part of their Mega Messages series, meaning they have multiple options within this. And you can use the word itself on its own, or you can use it with the shadow. So you've got options with that. There it is with the shadow, and here it is without the shadow. So you can do either one. And the letters are all connected except for the dot on the I that floats. Okay, and then we have a sentiment bundle called Softly Spoken. And it is a stamp and die bundle. And you can see the really nice font that comes with this. Your kindness means the world to me. Find strength in hope. Birthday wishes. You are loved. Thinking of you just because. Fluttering by to say hi and hello. So all of those are included in here. And it does come with a die. And you can see what that looks like when you stamp it out by looking at this sample here. And there's another one just showing you. And they've mixed like a typed font with a script font, which is really cool. And then they just did their big calendar release, which is pretty exciting. They do it very early each year. So these are 2027 calendars that we're going to talk about, because they know people need time to prepare these, especially if they're doing gifts. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is not exactly a calendar per se, but it is called a celebration calendar. And I don't know about you guys, but I need this in my life. I'm a pretty avid card maker, and I do intend to make all my favorite people cards for their birthday, but time gets away on me, and it's not right in front of my face, so I forget. And all my friends know this about me. So this is a celebration calendar, and there is a card in here for each month of the year. I'm going to open this up and show you. And it is a great way to keep track of birthdays, anniversaries, and other special occasions that come up each year for your family and friends. So you see here, you've got the word January and then a list. And so you can write people's names on here. You can write them on the date that it applies to, or you can just simply make a list for the month. And then you will know that you've got to make cards for all those people. And it just goes through each of the months and so on. So that is really cool. Now, Taylor, when she released this, she did a video and she showed how she decorated the top panel of her cards. And you can see that in the photos here. There's decorations on the top. You can decorate it up as much as you'd like. And this is called stencil strips, and it is called calendar. There's a set of 12. So in here you get 12 different stencils, one for each month of the year, that you can use to decorate the top panel of your cards, but are great for calendars and other things that you may want seasonal stencils for as well. So that is really cool. And then also, they also released, set this aside here, they also released a new binder size, and this is multifunctional. So this binder fits these cards inside here. So you can actually have a binder with all of your celebration calendar pages in it. So it keeps you super organized. And it also fits their palette playbooks, which, by the way, we will have all of the palette playbooks coming in for all of the Taylored Expressions colors. So those have been ordered and they will be en route soon. It fits lots of different things. I forget everything that they said goes in here, but we sold out of this binder very fast along with the refill sleeves, but that's all been restocked. So if you're looking for binders for storage, the sleeves are transparent, which is a little different than their stencil binders. They were a little more cloudy, which suits that purpose, but these are clear so you can see through them. And they fit products that are about 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So you can use them for all different things, but the binder and the sleeves are back in stock. But these do fit nicely inside the sleeves. So if you want to have a binder to store your reminder calendar, you can do it that way too. So, and Marianne says she uses these stencils for everything. Yep, it's really great. I can open them up and just show you. And they work like any other stencil set. You can use pastes and glitter and all that fun stuff. But like here's January. So you've got a really nice snowflake pattern, which is kind of fun. And then February has the hearts. March is just a geometric sort of pattern. I was saying when we did our calendar release the other night that March is like one of those nothing months. Like there's not always things that happen in March. Like St. Patrick's Day happens, but not everybody does stuff with that. So this is just a nice generic one. And then April has the raindrops for April showers. And then May for flowers. And then June, they've got the rainbows. July, they have stars, but that would work for Canada Day as well. August is just another sort of generic fun pattern. September. October has the bats. November has the leaves. And December has the trees. So it's just a really nice set of sort of seasonal stencils that you can use on all kinds of things. So that's not a new product, but with the calendars coming out, it's kind of a fun way to bring new life to it if you happen to have it in your library of products already, or if you're looking for something like this, we now have them. Okay, let's slide that over. I don't know if I have other samples of the calendar. Nope, we're going to move on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the tear-off calendars. So these are like, oh my gosh, I just don't understand the popularity of them, honestly. It is crazy. We order hundreds of these every year. So this is the 2027 mini tear-off calendars, and in here you get a set of 10. So there's 10 12-month calendars in here, and they're kind of like sticky notes. So when January's done, you peel off January, just like you would a sticky note, and then February is revealed. So they work really nicely if you're going to attach them to something. For instance, like the sample that's shown right here, and you can kind of decorate the top, and then the person can have that on their desk or on their fridge or whatever, and then you can just tear off the month as the year goes on. And they come in rectangles and they come in squares. Okay, so that is what that is. So there's the mini tear off rectangles, and then here is a version of the squares. So really cool. But honestly, people buy these 5, 10, 15 at a time, and in each package there's 10. So that's a lot of calendars, but people love them. Yep. So Tracy says she makes calendars, mini calendars every year for the cat rescues. So there's just tons of things. I think people use them for offices and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty fun to watch happen, but it's kind of crazy. And then they also have desk calendars that you can buy. So there's portrait and landscape, and these are for 2027. So one will go horizontally and one will go vertically. And the thing behind these is that there's a space at the top. So you can decorate your calendars. And you know what I just stumbled across the other day? Was a sample I did last year. So you can decorate the top, or you can just put photos. So if you want to give these to a grandma or a grandpa, you can just put photos of your kids or your family for each month of the year, and then give it as a gift, which is awesome. But you can also decorate them. And I'm going to show this in just a minute. Here is the 5x7 version of the calendar as well. And I did make up a little bit of a show and share thing, I think it was last year or the year before. And I still have these, where you can kind of like scrapbook the top of each panel and create. So you can decide how you want to do it and what you want to put up there. It could be, you know, a little stamp and die cut scene, or you can put photos. So, and they came out with new products this year to kind of help you along with that. But this is just a picture of the calendars themselves. So landscape and portrait. And then there's the 5x7 one that I also just showed you that looks like this. This is the 2027 version. So really fun and easy ways to decorate things. I'm going to switch up my slideshow because it continues over here. And one of the things they came out with to kind of help you along is called a year of doodles. And in here, this one is, they're designed to pair with the 5x7 calendar. And they also work well with the mini tear-offs as a pairing. And in here, you get these panels, and there will be one for each year. Or sorry, each month. So January, they've got sort of like a Happy New Year thing going on. February, I'm sure there's something with hearts and so on. And you can color these, you can foil these, you can do all kinds of fun things with them. And they work really nicely with the panel. So here you can see October. So that is the panel that would be in here for October. So you can color that up and design your calendars that way. There's February. Isn't that cute? March. And then also they came out with this stamp set, which I thought was pretty genius. It's designed to go with the calendars, but you can use it for a lot of different things. And you get these stamps in here. And it just basically gives you a frame. So anywhere that you would need a frame, you can use this. Now, the cool thing is, I'm just going to pull this out because I want to show you. So you've got the large and the small, but these are separate stamps. So see how they pull apart or they nest in. Yeah, so for storage, you can put them all on here, but this is one stamp and this is another stamp. And you get the large and small version of each one of the designs, which is pretty cute. So even on scrapbook layouts, you could stamp these onto your background, and then in the middle, you could put your photos. So just some ideas to do other things with them. But on my calendar sample here, I actually cut out a frame and then masked inside. But you could use this new frame, and you could stamp it on and then create your scene inside there. So I really like this idea for lots of things, but it does pair nicely with the calendar ideas. And they're kind of fun little doodly frames. So that's kind of cool. And then they have a similar thing done in circles. So there you can see the small circle in the middle, larger one on the outside. And it's just called a soft surround. So again, you can use it with the calendar, but you can also use it on its own. So you can mix and match those things however you want. So that's all part of their calendar release. And then they came out with this set here, and then they had an add-on set. So I got to go ahead one slide, 2 slides. So Nature's Canvas was a card kit that they came out with. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Sold very well, sold out. So they have now released the products into their regular lineup of products, and it's called Nature's Canvas. And it is the stamp set. So you can see these beautiful florals. There's your stamp sets. And then the die that matches that. But new to the release is the matching coloring stencil. So you can take these stencils and lay them over top of the stamped blooms, and then you can color in all the different sections. So you don't have to be an expert colorist. You can use your inks and blend and do it that way. So do we sell the wooden bases? We do not. It is a retail only item from Taylored, but we can order them. So if it's something that you're interested in, just send an email to us and we will happily get you pricing for that and let you know what that is. But we don't stock them because, again, it's a product that we don't mark up, but we definitely will order them for you if you want. So these are stamp die and stencil bundles. So this is the original Nature's Canvas. So you might have seen this one before when they were advertising the kit, but then they added on to it. I really need to get Nature's Canvas. The samples shown are beautiful. They really are. And I'm going to show you some samples. So this is the Nature's Canvas, the second bloom. So in other words, new flowers, new stencil, new dies. Okay. So these sets do tend to be a little on the pricey side because they are large. They come with the die and the stencil. But oh my gosh, like the samples, I'm just going to back up now because I want to go back to the beginning. Because Amanda in the slideshow, she did the add-on one first. So here's the second bloom. So this is the second one with the 4 flowers. Oh, I guess they both have 4. This one here, the first one has one that goes kind of along the bottom or the edge of a card. So these are the 4 individual ones. I'm just going to flip through here so you can see. They are worth it. They're beautiful. You can do a lot of things with them for sure. And I love the addition of the stencil. And I think with florals like this, you can use them for so many different occasions: weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, Mother's Day, sympathy cards, thank you cards, like all those subjects are easily used with the florals. And then this is the Nature's Canvas bundle. So it's got, again, those beautiful florals that just looks so great. And then the sentiments that you are seeing, I don't know which set that is. I think this set is out of stock right now and I haven't ordered it yet. They're missing the die and I'm waiting for it to be able to pair together. I can't remember what it's called, but we will be getting it in. And then there is also an insiders that go with this set as well. And these are the pre-printed panels that fit right inside your card base. So you don't have to think of what to say. It's kind of like having a stamped sentiment. And these can be foiled. So these are available to go with those, this as well. It's already in your cart. Well, that's awesome. Don't wait too long, though, because cart suckers are a real thing. And again, like I said, we've had this stuff up on our online store now for a few days. And our customers are definitely shopping already. Okay, that slideshow is done. Okay, that's the end of those baskets. Now we're going to move on to this basket. I don't have a slideshow for this right yet, I don't think. No, this is just sort of miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so back in stock are the mini slim and 6x6 rotating stencils. So these came out a while back. We've had them in a few times and then we just sort of stopped ordering them and then customers requested them. So we brought them back in. So these are fun. They create a border around your A2 size card. Okay. So it kind of looks, this one kind of looks like a postage stamp, you know, the lines that they have on a stamp. And this one actually gives you that postage edge look. So you can do that with this stencil. So although the stencil is 6x6, you can see those etched lines there. That shows you where to line up your panel. And then you just stencil away and you end up with that design. And then you also have it for mini slim as well. So you get those 2 backgrounds on those stencils. So those are called rotating stencils and it's called outgoing frames. So both of those are available again. I feel a tickle coming. Then we restocked this stencil here. It's called the Wavy Stripes. It's a popular one. And it just gives you a nice wavy striped background. But the nice thing about a stripe is that you can rotate it after you stencil one direction and then stencil it again. And it gives you a really nice plaid. So I pulled out some samples that Amanda used it on when she did the baking samples. And you can see it in the background there. And it's just, it's not a straight stripe. It's a wavy stripe. So it gives it kind of a whimsical look. And she likes to rotate it and create plaid, which is really fun. So I just wanted you to see that in action. Isn't that cool? So that's this one, the Wavy Stripe Stencil. And then we also restocked this set. It's called Together in Type. So all of these sentiments are stamped out on one stamp, and then there's a die that goes over top of it and cuts them all out at the same time. Our customers love sets like this. And very generic sayings, just about covers most things. So just a note, hello friend, with sympathy, happy anniversary, happy or birthday wishes, thinking of you, and thank you. So lots of the cards that you would be sending out regularly. So that is stamp and die in one package. And there is also a foilet. So if you purchase the foilet, the die that comes in this package will work to cut these out. So you can foil them and then cut them out, and then you have foiled sentiments, which is really cool. So that is back in stock again. And then we're going to tell you about this because you might see it. This is more Sundry sentiments. So the Sundry line of sentiments is very, very popular. Everyone loves this font, and they sell out all the time. They just came out with a new one called More Sundry Sentiments. This is what it looks like. We got the stamps, but we didn't get the dies. So the dies are coming. They're ordered and they're on their way. So when they arrive, we'll release the stamp and die. But right now we just have the foilet panels. So same idea as the one I just showed you. Only this one is individual stamps. But you get a matching foilet for the stamp and die. So the dies from your package will cut these out. And then you can just foil them. So it's quite nice. So I'm showing you the foilet, but we don't have the stamp and die available yet. But it is coming. And then another sort of standalone foilet, All the Best Birthday. So these panels, there's 3 different styles, come in this foilet, and you can foil them all, cut them out, and use them for birthdays. And then Popular Insiders is the sympathy one, and we just restocked that. So again, these panels are designed to go inside your cards rather than handwriting a greeting or stamping something. This way, you don't have to think about what to say. You just plop it right in there, and it's awesome. So that's a sympathy one. And then we've restocked the Wavy Stitch Stacklets. So these are not dies that cut anything. They just put this impression into your paper to frame something. So you can get this design around an image, but it doesn't actually cut out the shape. So they're quite nice. You can add them onto plain rectangles to give them some texture and design. So those are popular. And then very excited to tell you that the Create and Quad Timeless Blooms is back in stock. So this was another kit that was released with Tailored Expressions a couple years ago. Very, very popular. And they released it into their regular library. So you make all 4 of these panels at once when you do the quad, cut them apart, and then you can turn them into cards. And there is a foilet for that as well. So you get 2 different panels. So you can look at this like a stamp for your stencil. You don't have to foil it. It just creates the black lines. Or you can foil it, and anywhere that there's black, you will get foil. So that's really cool. Now we do have some samples here that I wasn't able to show you before because we were out of stock. But here are some panels that are made with that quad stencil. And this is just using the ink and the stencils. And then there is a background die right here called the Quilting Cutting Plate. We just restocked this. I'm going to show it to you again later in the video. But that is just done over top of the design. And I'll give you a little close-up look at what that looks like. Isn't that cool? And then here's another one. So you can just switch up your colors and get very different looks. Now these butterflies are from this set here, the Magic Iris Butterfly Wreath add-on. So this is an add-on for an interactive die with Lawn Fawn, but you don't have to use it with the interactive die. You can use it on its own, and these butterflies are really cool. So you can cut out this wreath, and then you can layer the butterflies on top. And there's also little petals for the flowers, and just create like a wreath on the front of your card. Or you can just use the butterflies like Amanda's done here. But aren't those beautiful cards? And that's all done with that Timeless Blooms quad stencil. So foilet and quad are back in stock, which is very exciting. And then the other thing that is back in stock is the Design Duo Timeless Blooms, and this is for the tags. So there are simple tag dies that they have in their library, and there are multiple products that you can use with it if you want to. You can use them as just tags if you want, but there are products that stencil and coordinate. So there's the Simple Tags the Simple Tags die set, and then the backer. So this is the shadow die for this. And then there's the stencil. So you can stencil this out, and then you can place the tag die on top of this, and it will cut out tags. So here are some samples of the tags once you stencil out your panels. They have these beautiful flowers on them, and you get all different sizes. And tags can be used as tags, but they can also be used as elements on scrapbook layouts and on cards. So, and then here's a couple done on craft and just in another color scheme, just so you can see what those look like. And this has the Simple Tags die and the backer, so you can see that the shadow is there for the tag. Pretty cool. I thought that I could do this live without a drink, and I see my drink on my counter out there. I might go grab it because I'm getting very, very thirsty. So again, that's the Simple Tags Timeless Blooms. So it creates all those florals. And then we also, believe it or not, restocked the holiday one. This is the Christmas tags. Same idea, only you get 4 or 5 different panels when you do this. And then you get all of these Christmas tags. And this is the time of year when you want to actually create these tags, because at Christmas time, with all the hustle and bustle of the season, you're not going to have time. You don't get around to it, but this creates lots and lots of tags all at the same time. And then you're going to be set to go when you need your tags for Christmas. And that's all done using this quad stencil. It's awesome. And you can switch up your colors and make it whatever color scheme you want. So if you want to match your wrapping paper and all that kind of stuff, you can do that. And then we also received the cardstock sampler packs back from Taylored Expressions. So this is just a nice sample of colors from Taylored Expressions in their cardstock. So if you want to give it a try, there's 15 sheets in here. You only get one of each, but it's a nice way to just sort of a variety of colors. So that is available again. And then we restocked some of our favorite embossing folders, the brick embossing folder, the burlap one, and this one, the Shout Out Birthday, really popular. So all 3 of those are back in stock. And then some basics, the arched stacklets. And then they came out with the petite scallop that goes along with this as well. And then this is the ridged one. I showed you that Arch Nouveau series. This is the ridged one and the 2 layering ones. I told you we keep ordering them over and over. And then the petite scallop, which goes with that. And then also the quilted cutting plate is back in stock too. Okay, there's another basket done. And then we're not done. Whoops. And then we have a restock on the mini strips. We sell a lot of these. We keep trying to keep them all in stock, but it's almost impossible. So we just keep bringing them in. Each time we run out, we just order more and more and more. Just a couple of them that came in are the sending ones and the birthday ones. There's others, so go ahead and check the Taylored Expressions brand. These products won't show up in the What's New section because they're not new. They are a restock. So you'll want to jump over to your favorite brands and search through the different categories in there to see what is back in stock. And then we also have the die for the mini strips as well as the backer die back in stock as well. So that's all available. And this one is also a big favorite with our customers. We haven't had it in stock for a while, but I ordered it again. It is the Happy Birthday, the Bold Birthday, and the backer die. So this is the shadow die for this, and it is a really great set. Something that you'll be grabbing a lot. It's not super big, but not tiny either. And it works well with the one-line sentiments and all kinds of fun stuff. So definitely pick that one up. So that's back in stock again. The pickup stickers, we've restocked a lot of those. These go over top of the bar magnets for the Misty, and it helps you to pick them up easily. So we love those. We've also brought in the little mini mitts, and these are great if you're working with heat embossing to protect your fingers from getting too warm. They're really cute and fun. The Card Maker's ruler set, there's 2 mini rulers in here that are 6 inches long, great for quick measuring. the cleaning tool for your brushes, the glitter grab. So this you can spread through a stencil and it will pick up glitter, but it also works for foiling as well. So you can put foil on there and it will adhere to it because it kind of stays tacky. The detail blending brushes are back in stock from Tailored as well. And the disco foil cardstock, which is really fun. See, there I am. So that is available for purchase too. So I think that's it for Tailored. Just a few things, right? Now we're going to move on to something completely new and different. I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but it just took a while for us to get everything in place before we could share. We have new 3D printed brush holders. My son Jason got a new 3D printer. He was dying to print anything he could. We got chatting and I said, you know, I have a few projects for you. So we've designed products to hold brushes. And this is the size for the Altenew blending brush that looks like this. I do not remember the name of this one, but it's the tall, sort of skinny one. And this will hold, we've got two colors available. We've got the blue that we've got all our magnets done with for our glass boards. And then we've got white. So in here, your brushes will just sit in there and you can just bring this whole thing over to your desk. So if you've got 12 brushes, you could just bring the whole holder over and plunk it on your desk and then you can use those. If you only want to get an 8 holder, you can get an 8 holder as well, but it will hold 12 or 8 brushes. And then we also have it in white. So that's that one available. And this is all on our online store and in the What's New section. So you can check it out. So there's that style. Just pop that brush in there. And then we have this one here. So this is a shorter one, again, available in blue and in white for 12 or 8 brushes. And that works well for the Altenew brushes that are the short stubby ones, this style. Okay, and they fit nicely inside there. So again, if you've got 8 brushes and you just want to bring this whole thing right over to your desk, it just sits there. And then if you've got 12, you can get that. Or you can get a combination of them if you've got even more brushes. So that's that style. And then the one that I was most excited about, I have the Waffle Flower blending brushes, and I did not have a holder for these large ones. So we have available a set of 8 or a set of 4, so in blue or white, and these hold those brushes. So you can do 8 brushes in the 8 holder, or you can do 4 brushes in the 4 holder. Will the Olo markers fit in the brush holder? Well, that is a question, isn't it? Let me see. I have Olos right here. Ugh. And if not, we can design something that will. So here's an Olo marker, and it fits in there perfectly. Look at that. So this would be really cool if you are working with certain color combinations and you just want to have something on your desk so that things are not rolling around. I don't think he can make a huge tray of to hold like a whole set. Trademark them. Well, he's just happy to help his mom out and he gets to play with his printer. So, but yes, the Olo markers do fit in there. So that's a kind of bonus, right? Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, for myself, like, I have big storage for my Olo markers, but like if I'm working on a project and I just want to bring, 6 or 8 or 10 markers over to my desk and I'll be, working extensively with those, it's nice to have something to put them in for sure. We are working on designing something for, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Now, what was I just thinking? I don't remember what it is. Oh, the taller, skinnier brushes. It would be more like a 3D cup. Copics, we will not be doing anything with Copics, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, it's awesome. Like there's just so many fun things you can do with the 3D printed stuff. So anyways, there's that. Now I am going to show you something. We don't have these right now, but I was excited to show Jason this. I said, you know what? I could really use something to put my phone on when I'm crafting. Because Amanda will FaceTime me, or I want to watch a video quick. I mean, I have my iPad too, but sometimes my iPad's not in here. It's somewhere else in the house, but I always have my phone with me. And this is a 3D printed phone stand, and I love, love, love it. So I'm going to see if I can get him to print some of these too, because I just think it's so helpful. And you can put your phone in vertically or horizontally, and we'll probably do it in the 2 colors. So that is going to be a coming soon item. So I don't know how soon, because he's real busy with work. So it's not like when he was a young kid and I could just get him to do something in an hour. Oh, in the current one, I don't think so, because they're more oval. Let me look. I got Copics here. So the thing is, I mean, again, this could be used for a lot of different things. So you could put several Copics. Let me see how many you could fit in there. You could put several in there for sure. I'm going to grab a few more. And just have them like sitting on your desk like this. You know, like you could, in one little cup, you can easily put 4 markers in there. So that's kind of cool. And this one, I don't think it comes up high enough, to be honest. I mean, they will stand up in there, but not totally great. I like this idea better myself, because you could have color groupings in there, because you know how when you color, they recommend, 2 to 3 colors for each color grouping. If you're doing the shading, you could easily add your color groupings in there too. So that's another use for them. You guys have such great ideas. Wait till Jason hears about this. I told him I was going to do the live today and show it. And he goes, ooh, I'm working. I won't be able to watch it. I said, well, you can watch it on replay. So yeah, like some really fun stuff coming in 3D printed. So we have what we have in inventory up now, but if you see that it goes out of stock and you're looking for it, just let us know, because Jason can print on demand. So we didn't want to do like a massive print and then, have to sit on them for a long time and store them. So we did a nice chunk of them. And then if they're very popular, we'll just keep printing. That's the great thing about 3D printing, right? And the cool thing is he turns this on and then he goes to work and he comes home and it's done. So it's kind of fun. But anyway, so we have all those fun new 3D products. So that's really cool. And then I'm going to pull up. What are we doing for time here? 4:14. I don't know if I'm going to get this all done. Let's show the next basket. We'll show, which one should we show? We should show something different. We're going to show this. Okay. Pull this one over here. So I'm going to show this because I borrowed this from Carrie. So let's talk about this Just Add Cake birthday box, because I've got some add-on products that just arrived and I want to be able to show those. And if you don't know what I'm talking about. So we showed the box when we first got it in, but I couldn't open it because it comes all sealed up and I didn't want to ruin somebody's box. But Carrie got it, so we can ruin her box. So inside here, you get a card with inspiration on it and some information about monthly videos and all kinds of fun things. It talks a little bit about what's in the box and all the fun things you can do. So that comes inside. And then I'm just going to show you the contents. So I know the videos start in April. I'm just not 100% sure of the date. But it says here, join us on YouTube for Sprinkles, a monthly video series. So I know it was starting in April. Oh, it says here on the 20th of each month. So that would be Monday, I think. And then different influencers are going to come on and do things with the box. So things that you'll be able to create over and over again. Now, there are some consumables in here that are exclusive to the kit, but I think pretty easily replaceable with other items on the market or things you might have in your stash. And I'll talk about that. Things like sequins. If you use all of these, then they're going to be gone. But I'm sure you have other things in your stash that you can substitute. So you get this little bag of sequins. You get a sentiment set. And I just love, love, love the font. So it's all birthday themed. And then there are matching dies for that. So here's all the sentiments. And everything's individually packaged. So this is what it looks like when you die cut them all out. And then you also get this set here. It's a die set. So you get the banner, and then you get all these little inserts that you can put inside the banner. So it can say happy birthday, celebrate big, make it count, just add cake, and make a wish. But you can also use the banner on its own without those little inserts as well. And then here's one of the die sets. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. So you get the card on the front, and then inside the package is all of the dies that go with it. So you can create some really fun florals. And then there's another die set here. So you get all the pieces to create this cupcake. So all the florals, all the bows, all the candles, everything to create that. And then I love this one. And the thing they talk about with this set is that it works for masculine, it works for celebrations, it works for young kids, elderly people, and everything in between. So here we've got the hand coming on with beer or something cold. And again, the mug has the insert that can say HBD, but you can leave that out and then it's just a mug. Same thing with the beer. You can put this piece inside or you can leave it out. So you've got options. I love that there's even a watch and a little cuff on the sleeve. Here's, you get the bottle of wine or champagne. So anything that is worth toasting, you can use it for that. And then, of course, the adorable monster. And the monster has pizza. And I think there's a cupcake as well. So you've got two options. But I'm sure you have other little things in your stash that he could be munching on as well. And then you can also leave that off and he's not eating anything. So you can take away the birthday hat and so on, and then you can just have a monster. You also get a sample pack of their cardstock. And this is 5.5 by 8.5. There's 20 sheets in there. So that's something that's consumable. So you would use that and then you'd have to get more cardstock. You get this beautiful sheet of rub-ons, and this is exclusive to this set here. So you can't buy these outside, but we have rub-ons from them that are very similar to this, similar color scheme and everything that could be substituted. So if you wanted more rub-ons, then you could, grab those and use those. There's this really cute embossing folder that does the streamers. And then you get card bases and card fronts. You get splatter. And then there's also these domes. And I believe the domes are great for shakers, but I believe the domes go with the flower. I'm just going to put this back in the right way here. We'll get right back to the beginning. Yep, the middle of this flower, you can remove that and put a dome in there, and then you can have a shaker. So really, really cool box, loaded with tons of stuff. And then the bonus is all of the classes and things that are going to be coming out starting on the 20th of this month. And they're going to do the 20th of each month for at least 6 months. So tons and tons of options. So if you haven't got your birthday box yet, you still have time. Spellbinders is sold out right now, but they are restocking. So we have some in stock, but if we run out and the demand is there, we will get more. So that is something exciting that's coming. And then there are some add-ons. I'm just going to flip forward here in this bin that they were showing. Oh yes, here. This set here. This allows you to create with the arches. So when you cut this out, see how it cuts out the edges? If you lay that over top of a regular arch, then you get this checkerboard pattern, which is really cool. So this is something that they're going to be using with some of the samples that they do. And then also, I thought there was something else that was an add-on that we got, but I don't remember what it is. But that is, we got this in as well. So that is available for purchase. And then a few new things from Simple Stories. They have new albums. Oh, goodness. So they come in two different patterns. They have a raw chipboard binder. They have it in the 6x8 size. And inside here, there are pocket pages included. It gives you the sizes here. There's 3 6x8 inches, 2 3x4 inches, 3 4x6s, and 2 3x4s. So that's all in here. And then they also came out with this size here. This is the 4x6 size, which is new for them. So they have it in the craft, and then they also have it in this graph paper finish as well, which means that you can decorate up the covers on these, which is really cool. And then they came out with some new inserts. So they have them in the 6x8 size, and then they also have them in the 4x6. So these are divider inserts. So they have tabs on them, so you can divide up your album into sections. And then they also have pocket inserts, both 6x8 and 4x6. And they come with the holes in them, and they're just created so that you can make pockets. And then there were flips as well, but we've sold out, but we'll get more of those. The flips were very popular. And this all mixes and matches with the original Snap program. With their releases, they come out with Snap pages and dividers and fun things that go along with it. So this all mixes and matches with that. So great add-ons for Simple Stories. And then just really quick, we're going to show a new paper collection from Arden Creative. Katie Petit, she used to design for 49 to Market, and she's moved over and she has this now. And so we keep an eye on their releases, and this is just a wonderful travel collection. So it's called Being There, and it is a 12x12 package. It's not available in open stock, so you have to buy the whole collection pack. And you can see all of these beautiful travel papers available in this collection. I could open that up and we'll take a peek. We'll see in just a minute. And then they have a solids paper pad, 12x12. So you get all these beautiful colors that coordinate with the line. And then they have laser cuts. So in here, there are, does it tell me how many? 118. There's 2 designs, 1 sheet of each. Now their laser cuts are cool because this car is facing this way, but when you punch it out, you can flip it over. Like they're printed on both sides. So your car can be going this way or this way. I discovered that at Christmas when we used their laser cuts. They're beautiful and very detailed. So there's them. There is a 6x8 pad as well. So if you don't want full 12x12 papers, they have ephemera. Does it tell me how many pieces? 79 pieces of ephemera. And then there's also rub-ons. So all of that is part of this line, and we just got that in stock. So that is all available to order online as well. I'm going to have to cut it off here. I still have one more bin, but I'll just add that on to the next live, and we'll talk about that then. So we are going to do a draw. Now the draw is going to be for a $10 gift card, and all you have to do is just be here. So you're here. That's good. I'm going to share my screen right now. No, I'm not going to do it yet, but I will in a minute. So what you're going to do is you're going to, in the comments, when I tell you in the chat, you're going to type the word Friday. That's our special code word. And then I have a giveaway tool that is going to pick a random winner from everybody who types that in the comments. Okay. So this is, unfortunately, for anybody who's watching this on replay, this is only something that happens while you are watching live. So if you're watching this after the fact, you can type the word live in the comments, but it's not going to do anything for you. So I'm going to bring on my screen. There it is right there. And I'm going to say start collecting. So as of right now, there is what you're going to type, Friday, in the comments. And we'll just give everyone a minute, and we will then do a random draw. And oh, you know what? Why is it not saying the word? I hope this is going to work. Because oh, there it is. Okay, good. I was going to say my draw word isn't lit up, meaning that I can't click on it, but it is now. So yes, just type the word Friday, because hooray, it's Friday. And you will have the chance to win a $10 gift card. So the way this works is whoever's chosen, hopefully they're going to comment in the comments because I can't redraw. But you will have to email us at the store and let us know that you are the winner. I will know you're the winner. And then once I receive your email, I will then reply to you with the details for your gift card. Okay? So that is how that works. Now, I notice there are quite a number of people watching, and only 28 people have typed the word Friday. I'm going to grab my water while you guys finish. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit the word draw, and we are going to pick a winner. So here we go. Marianne, you are our winner. Woohoo! So if you could just email us at the store, I know you know the email. And just let us know you were the winner. Sometime this weekend, I will send out that gift card information for you, and you will have a $10 gift card to go shopping. And Tracy did remind everyone, just please like this video. I would love if you did that. And then, yeah, that's it. So we are going to be sending out an email tomorrow with a special promotion. It will not affect any shopping that you do today. So feel free to shop and not worry about missing out on anything. You will not. But watch your inboxes tomorrow morning. And we've got something special happening this weekend. So enjoy your weekend. And we will see you all again soon.